Nobody here. I told you guys it might go between 5 o'clock or 5 a.m. Sorry, 5 p.m. or 5:30. I was actually debugging code. I got right into it and I thought, no, we need to gather for the Sussexes. So I'm just going to wait while you guys join. There's nobody here. Apologies, guys. I know I kind of dragged it a bit longer than I should have. Hello. Those of you that are joining, please message in the chat so I know who's joining. Whew. Hiya. How are you? Oh, bloody hell. Sons Delamore. Delino. Am I pronouncing that right? Hi. Let's get some more people in. Probably should have said 5:30. In my defense, I did try to join at 5, but the life of an engineer never ends. And I have a piece of code that is not working the way I think it should. I guess I will use this to adjust my hair. Oh, my hair is a mess. Let's give it a few more minutes to wait for people to get notified that I am indeed live. And yeah, good evening, guys. I know it's a weird one for to have a live, having a live on a Monday. It's new. Hopefully, we get the foot traffic we need to make this fun. Good evening. Please say hello in the chat. We'll wait for a few minutes so we can get some more people in before we start. Hi, everyone. Good evening. People may still be at work, indeed, sons. I will be very honest. This is the earliest. This is my first time doing a live on a Monday. I always imagine, and it could be Monday is not the best date to do this, but we're doing it for the Sussexes to celebrate their anniversary. So it's a special kind of live. So I know it's not ideal, so bear with me. Hello, clean the it Ziziv football. I know Crystal Palace won the Europe. Funny enough, Crystal Palace. I was wondering what all that commotion was about. I think the pubs around me, we have quite a lot of Crystal Palace supporters here. We were screaming on Saturday. I was like, what is going on? I came in from my bike ride. Then I went on Twitter and I saw the trending topics and I saw, oh, Crystal Palace. I was like, oh, okay. I had no idea we had so many around here. So fun, I guess. Good evening, everyone who can join. Hello, Miss September. Hi, thank you for the hi. See, sons, people are joining. Thank you so much for coming to this unusual live. Please like, please subscribe, please share. Let's get as many people as we can to celebrate the Sussexes. This is a very special live for our favorite happily married couple, our favorite, well, my favorite modern fairy tale, you know. So we're doing something together for those of us that are fans, those of us that are not really fans, but you're rooting for joy, for love, for happiness. Yeah, and maybe you're just bored on a Monday evening and you decided to join our live. Hello. Lovely to meet you all. I have a Kafka summit tomorrow. So I'm going to have to leave my house quite early because I want to get the full experience. But yeah, I hope you are all doing well. I'll give it another 2 minutes. I have a playlist I wanted to go through today. Please let me know in the chat if there's anything. So what I was thinking we could do today is maybe a quick recap of, the dating, then the marriage, then the engagement announcement, then the wedding. And yeah, it's going to be a very positive chat today. I have some people I would love to drag, but I'm saving all that energy for tomorrow. Notice how the British media did not bother saying anything about this couple. Assholes, all of them. This is what I'm saying. It's literally like watching children throwing a tantrum. How does somebody sit down? How do people with a fully functional brain sit down and wish any couple to break up? I'm not even a fan of the Waleses. I can't stand both Kate and her husband because I think they are lazy. I think they are racist. But even I will not wish, I have never wished them to have a broken marriage ever in my life. I mean, there are jokes about William being gay, of which I don't know if this is verified, but if that's what's making him miserable, I want him to find joy and happiness in his life because I'm hoping if he finds joy and happiness, maybe he will stop being an absolute tit to his brother. I, but even then, would I ever wish anybody to not be happily married? What? I mean, like, what type of bottom feeder, low grade, evil ass behavior is that? I don't wish anybody ill. If you're in a relationship and it favors you, if you're there and you're not happy and you're still staying in that situation, as long as you're married before God in a church or in a mosque or in a spiritual ceremony at Stonehenge, as long as your family, well wishers and friends came together, because I do believe in. I am Nigerian. I am superstitious to a certain extent. I do believe in energies, right? If people come together in good faith to wish you well, to wish you a happy union, you have children, why on earth would I be praying for two of you or be wishing two of you break up? Like, what is psychologically wrong with people who do that? And that's kind of like what I think is happening with the British media. They're not saying anything about Harry and Meghan because it is positive. I mean, like, how evil can these people be? But during Kate and Williams, do you know what? I'm not going to do that. Today is for Harry and Meghan. But yeah, I've been seeing quite a lot of American media, wishing them well, praying for them. Okay, well, maybe not praying, but at least they're acknowledging the day. And did you guys see Megan's picture? Picture, what do I call this now? Picture chart, charting the course of her relationship from when they first started dating till, when they've married, had the babies, and all the vacations they've been around the world. I mean, like, it's absolutely beautiful. And I thought it was sweet. So, okay. Hi, Tekawai. Hi, Tekawai. I'm giving it 1 more minute. Normally, I'll have started earlier, but I think this Monday's live, I think I'm beginning to realize, many people are probably not available, and that's okay. Like I said, we wouldn't be having the live today. This is a special live because of Harry and Meghan's anniversary. I know it's not the big one either. It's a 7th year anniversary. But you know what? The week has just started. There's nothing wrong with celebrating love and joy and positivity. And in this chat, we are going to be all about love, joy, and positivity. We're going to have, for those of you that are just joining, we're going to quickly, I have some videos here, which I'm going to share my screen, don't worry. And we're going to go through some of the joyous moments in their relationship when they first started dating. I couldn't believe it because I knew Megan from Suits, because I was watching Suits in Nigeria before I came here. So you can imagine my shock. I was genuinely stunned. I was like, what? I couldn't believe. I mean, guys, with all shade to Harry, I told you, for those of you who've been on this channel long enough, I said I'm not really a Harry fan, or at least I wasn't initially. I can't remember my absolute disbelief when I found out she was dating him. I still can't believe it sometimes. I was like, you're dating Harry? Yeah. So it's kind of like a mess, but they've proven me wrong. They've proven all of us wrong. And I think there's nobody that will hear this love story and not be moved. Like, even if you don't like Harry, even if you hate Meghan, these are two people who, for all intents and purposes, their paths should never have crossed. But somehow they found each other. Somehow, against all odds, they are together. And I think every human being on this earth, even the most cynical of us all, Everybody loves a love story. Everybody loves to see people win. And this is a win. Whether you support Harry, whether you support Meghan, it's a win for love, for something positive, for joy. And yeah, I'm going to start now. I think it's 10 minutes in. Sorry, this again, I was waiting for you guys. So let me first start off by appreciating everybody who could make it to my live on a Monday. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming here together so that we can celebrate love and joy. I'm going to start off with the first video. I think it's a wonderful way to introduce things. Let me first of all, let me turn the camera around. So we're going to be listening to some love and joy today. I love this choir. I was very moved by it. I was actually, because I recall watching the royal wedding with my parents, and I was moved. I was moved. So I'm going to stop talking now and let's listen to some music, and yeah, let's do it.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Ooh, stand by me. Stand, yes, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Stand by me, yeah. Stand by me, stand by me, stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Yeah. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. 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 Stand by me.
I mean, come on now. Hopefully, that has set us all in the right mood. I will admit, and I'm glad they showed, you know what? They showed the messy faces of the family. And I will admit, guys, I was irritated by the amount of negative. I didn't. Maybe am I being too picky? I just thought this is such a beautiful, momentous thing, and I think it's so beautiful that Harry and Meghan wanted to take something that is very traditionally English, very traditionally royal. I wanted to make Meghan feel, because this is not just about Harry and Meghan, right? It was a momentous experience for a lot of us who are part of the ugh, Commonwealth, a biracial black woman, especially if you consider the terrible history of, the royal family and slavery and colonialism. This marriage was supposed to be a symbol of maybe the future, and maybe Harry and Meghan and all of us were, deeply naive at the time. But you know what? For 5 seconds during this wedding, listening to this beautiful music with a black choir, I don't know. It was easy to fall into the whole trap of maybe this is a new dawn. So, like I said, this is going to be a positive live. We're not going to dwell on the past, even though I have a lot I want to say. But I'm going to let us get through all the positivity, all the joy. And yeah, did you guys watch this live? Did you guys watch the wedding? Please let me know your thoughts in the chat. Did you love the choir? I adored the choir, by the way. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. So now that I thought this would be a lovely intro. Oop, sorry. Now I have some other videos here which we are going to look at. So I started with the music because as a black woman, music is a good way to hopefully put everybody in the mood. So what I'm going to now do is play some clips. I'm going to play a clip from when.
Was there applauding it.
Oh my god!
She's a confident woman. If you watch it.
I know that's Camilla. Bear with me. I'm going to play a clip from when they first started dating, and when I didn't realize that it was Camilla Tominey's dumbass that actually exposed this whole thing. Well, here we are. But yeah, I'm going to play this clip now. This is from when they were still kind of like, are they dating? Are they dating? Were they dating? And yeah, don't worry, it's a very quick clip. Just endure with me. It is Camilla Calmini after all. So yeah, this is the moment Camilla was very happy to announce that Harry was dating Meghan. I roll.
You broke the story.
How did you find out?
Well, I'd love to tell you that, Phil, but I'd have to kill you, I'm afraid. So
How accurate are your sources?
very well. Let's put it this way: Kensington Palace hasn't denied it, and I think since the story broke on Sunday morning, all of the evidence has pointed towards it being true.
How much of what was just said there?
I agree that they have definitely met some members of the royal family, including Princess Eugenie. I agree that he probably has been in, I don't know for definite because I haven't seen it with my own eyes. I think he was in Toronto at the weekend because he was also spotted at a Halloween party, and there were reports of blacked out SUVs around Meghan's house, which would suggest that he was there. I think they've been dating for about 6 months, and they probably met at around April, Mayish, possibly in Toronto, possibly at Soho House in London. I think they've got quite a lot of mutual friends who are quite high society types that all hang out together, and also hang out with Princess Eugenie, who's very good friends with Harry. And I think it's fairly serious. I feel sorry for Meghan because she hasn't been able to defend herself against these allegations. She's now in this really difficult position because the palace won't comment on the relationship officially.
She's going to have to get used to that.
She's going to have to get used to that. So typically, when there are royal relationships, even when Kate Middleton was on the scene for all those years, the palace would never comment on her. They regard her as a private individual until she's got a ring on her finger. And then she becomes sort of quasi-official,
So
and they're
really,
able to speak.
Unless they get engaged, are we not ever going to have sort of, no one's ever going to officially come forward and say, no, they're dating? I mean,
they're dating. I mean, I wouldn't have written the story if they weren't dating. We don't just make stuff up.
What?
Seriously.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Of course she was wrong.
Sunday Express when it comes to royal stories, anyway.
Sure.
And the point is, I suppose, is it's now up to Meghan, isn't it, to decide whether she wants to claim some of the ownership of this.
I mean,
of course she
she's
can.
very outspoken on her website.
Yes.
She writes blogs and she talks about things all the time.
I mean, regardless of bitter sibling rivalry, this is a great thing. You know, this girl has got a lot to offer. She's not just a pretty face. She clearly has got a great interest in humanitarian work, which chimes beautifully with Prince Harry. I mean, goodness me, hasn't this royal matured over the last 10 years?
In the US,
She was in
the embassy in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, she gave this great speech to the UN. Ban Ki-moon was there applauding it. look, she's a confident woman. If you watch any of her YouTube videos or you read anything she's written or you look on her website, she's very self-assured. She's very in tune with social media. She knows how to connect and communicate. But actually, that's probably what we need in 21st century royal life. I think looking forward, people have said, oh, can he marry a divorcee? Well, Prince Charles has. Or, oh, her mother's black. Is this going to be accepted by the royal family? It's 2016. This is a great thing. Also, imagine the Americans, who we know are very fond of our royal family, for them to have their ready-made American princess married to Prince Harry. Can you imagine?
This is a big story in Canada, and there have been Republican rumblings in Canada,
Indeed.
so this won't do that any harm.
It won't do any harm at all. And equally, I think, and this might be a bit of a stretch for some people, but if you think about us moving forward in this post-Brexit world where we have to look truly global, and we shouldn't underestimate the role of the royals in this. You know, they're front and centre as we go out in the world and fly the flag for Great Britain. If we've got another power couple with the potential of the Cambridges, that's only really going to be great for the future of the royal family.
Prince Harry is going on a royal tour of the Caribbean, where you will be. That will be the first time you've seen him since you broke the story, where you've made it quite awkward for him to meet his
I know. You see this from a... Look, it's my job to...
point of view.
You know, Philip,
how crazy we are.
No, because you two are famous, you see it from a different perspective. I'm a journalist and it's my job to break stories about the people that I write about. You'll have a different view, you know. It's not the 80s and 90s anymore. The royals have never been afforded more privacy. They've had a relationship now for 6 months and they are entitled to all their privacy, and nobody's going to be training cameras over the backyard fence anymore. You know, in this post-Leversonian world, funnily enough, the royal rat pack is actually quite respectful of the royals. The magazines and the internet now, they continue to publish with impunity, but so-called Fleet Street, you know, we're happy to let relationship blossom. We all love Harry. He's brilliant for copy. He is the story. He's a great chap and he's a credit to the royal family. So fingers crossed, he's you know, happy with this stuff.
Subtle in what she posted, because it made me laugh when I saw it anyway over the weekend. And there you go, you know. So she said nothing but posted that on Instagram.
Do you know, exactly. And look, having spoken to Harry on many occasions and reported the royals for the last 15 years, nothing would make me happier for him to settle down and have children. You know, he's a great guy. He loves kids. He just wants to have a family, I think.
Bearing in mind, of course, that she posted that on Halloween, when now we know he was there.
Maybe she went, can I send that? And he went, yeah, go on.
Go on. Goodness knows who they dressed up as at Halloween party. That'll be the next set of photos we need to see.
If you enjoyed that, there's more of the same right here. And make sure you subscribe so that you never miss the best moments from this morning.
Do you see how, and yes, chat, I agree. Do you see how Camilla Thomas was actually being positive that first time? It feels like a completely different person. I won't lie, when I first watched it, I was kind of taken aback. I was like, okay, Camilla. And look at the things she says about her now. Yes, this is a Sussex support channel. This is a Sussex fan channel. And yeah, see how positive that stupid woman was being. I agree with you. Absolute turncoat, sons. Absolute turncoat. This is what I tell you guys. They followed the party line. But you know what? We're not going to dwell on that yet. Let's go through all the stuff. So this is how they met. And now that we have Harry's book, we of course know that she was still saying utter and complete nonsense. They met on Independence. I think they met a day before American Independence. Yeah, it was in 2016, a day before American Independence. We know that they had the what was that thing? We all know about the Halloween party with Eugenie. So I have to admit she got that right. I didn't see who posted that chat, but somebody said something about Harry shouldn't have told William when he did. Fair enough. I agree. But you know what? Because Harry was very excited, you could tell in the book he was really excited and he wouldn't have to meet his family. He didn't really have a choice. Because like if you just showed up with some lady, you know, this is not some random chick he's having a one-night stand with. This is a woman he wants to be serious with. So of course he wouldn't have to meet his family. And yeah, I think at that time, and I feel really bad about this, I think at that time Harry thought he could trust his brother to protect him. You know, so he probably didn't see the big deal in telling his sibling and his sibling's wife, who he always had this idea. Again, everything came out in his book. He always had this idea in his book that, oh, we could be the gruesome foursome, you know? Because he used to be the gruesome threesome, right? Which I always thought was weird because I was like, isn't Harry going to get married? But you know what? because I didn't care for these people. But then if you read his book, and I think reading his book back, it is quite sad and painful because he genuinely, I thought the reason why he was, as well as trusting his sibling to protect him, I genuinely also thought that he could, look, I found someone, we could be a foursome together. Maybe very naive of him, maybe, I don't know, but oh well. It's the past. It's nice to look back at this stuff now because even like if they had told me when this first started that Harry was going to release a book and talk so much about Meghan, I probably was like, But anyway, it's nice to kind of look at all the ways the press got it wrong. Even when they were getting leaks, they were getting it wrong. So the next video I am going to play is something quite exciting. It's going to be the first date. I got it from an excerpt of their documentary. Unfortunately, I can't play the whole thing because that's like an hour. That's like hours long. So we're going to watch a quick clip from Netflix about when Harry and Meghan first met, which I think is very cute. So yeah, let's do that.
You're late. That he kept texting when he was late. I'm in traffic, I'm so sorry, I'm in traffic, I'm so sorry.
I was panicking, I was freaking out. I started sweating.
Aww.
Again, I didn't know him. So I was like, oh, is this what he does? Got it. Like, this I'm not doing. I'm not gonna sit.
What was that supposed to mean?
Like one of the guys with so much of an ego that you're not gonna, that any girl would sit around and wait for a half hour for you. And I was just not interested in that.
And then when I walked in, a hot, sweaty, red ball mess, she's like, oh, that's not what you want. I'm so sorry.
We're like so embarrassed and late.
Aww. Yeah, sorry, that was all I could get, guys. My bad. I didn't realize it was going to be short like that. I thought we'd get more. Let me see, is there more? No, there's no more. So I have some more here. I am going to quickly... let me turn it back to me. Let me see if I'm going to go back to the playlist. Like I said, I didn't want to play the whole... I can't play the whole documentary. It's hours long. But I thought, it'd be cute to at least get a view of their first date. And then, of course, let me see. Do I have any other firsts here? I have more from the wedding. So let's go to the engagement announcement, which I won't lie. I can't remember exactly what I was saying to my friends when I first heard. I was like, what? Because like when I heard he was dating her, I don't know what please let me know in the chat. Did you guys think this was it for Harry? I didn't get to watch them date. And I don't know if you guys also had that problem. I didn't see anything about them dating, but I did see when he released that statement about the racist coverage Meghan was getting. Now that took me by surprise. And I was like, oh, okay. Wow, okay. And I was thinking to myself, he wouldn't just do this for anyone, right? But even then, they were just at the background, so I wasn't really paying attention to them. When this engagement came out, all of us in our group chats, we were losing our damn minds. Actually, we're on Black Twitter. Black Twitter was I was dying of laughter. So yeah, let's watch the engagement announcement. Unfortunately, it's Daily Mail, so. Hi, Cynthia. Congratulations from all of us. How are you both feeling? And Meghan, how are you feeling? And tell us, how did you propose? Was it romantic? Aww. Oh, is there more? Is there more? Aww. Woo! Okay, let me turn it back, guys. Oh, do you know the funny thing is, I don't remember him saying from the very first moment we met. I was like, oh. And that was the day all the bitter Karens were absolutely triggered. I'm sure many of them now are still crying into their tears. The big back Kinseys and the big back Moran Callans and what's that other one's name? Royal Enen, whatever her name is. All the racist Karens were absolutely triggered on this at this engagement. So there is, I had the engagement interview, and since today is about love and gushing and I'm going to exactly. Hi, Michelle. Camilla was telling the truth, but it was just because in her mind it wasn't going to work. That is fair. We all know. And to be fair, you know what? Again, all of this I did not see until after. A lot of the royal commentators, when they first started dating, they were absolutely horrible. My goodness. That idiot, Dick Arbiter, you know, the one that was caught embarrassing himself, giving fake interviews, fake responses when he hadn't seen the Oprah interview. You know, he actually went to go and post that he's not going to waste his time learning. I am paraphrasing. He's not going to waste his time learning Meghan's name, because it's not going to last. And I was like, excuse me? And let me just say this now, right? Even if Meghan wasn't biracial black, even if she was another blonde, blue-eyed white woman, like, why would you say something? What? How do you know it's not? You know what? Maybe, you know, we normal people do not understand and can't understand how anybody would be so bitter about a stranger's happiness. Honestly, I don't know. I'm tired. Hi, Zoe. Exactly. Nah. This is a safe space. This is a safe space. We stand 10 toes for the Duchess on this channel, Zoe Daflower. Spread it all over the world. We do not bash the Sussexes here. We stand 10 toes for Harry and Meghan and the babies. We especially stand 10 toes for Meghan. This is a Meghan fan channel, and because Harry is a good one, I would give Harry grace too. This is a Meghan fan channel. Please spread the word. Please like, please subscribe, and please join us while we celebrate our favorite couple's 7th anniversary. So I have a lovely treat for us, a long video, so I can shut up. A long video, the engagement interview, which I barely watched it, so I think so if you hear me saying things like it's because I barely watched it the first time. I was just shocked, frankly, at the whole marriage thing. And yes, I will admit, as a black woman, I was genuinely surprised because I didn't think the royal family will allow this. Sorry, guys, I'm not naive. I'm going to play it. So now we are going to watch the Harry and Meghan interview post their engagement. Let's enjoy.
Thank you.
Can we start with the proposal and the actual moment of your engagement? When did it happen? How did it happen?
Sorry, I'm playing it from the beginning, guys. Sorry.
Congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
Can we start with the proposal and the actual moment of your engagement? When did it happen? How did it happen?
It happened a few weeks ago, earlier this month, here at our cottage. Just a standard, typical night for us.
Cozy night. What we're doing, just roasting chicken and having trying to roast the chicken, and it just an amazing surprise. It was so sweet and natural and very romantic. He got on one knee.
Was it an instant yes from you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I could barely let you finish proposing. I was like, can I say yes now?
She didn't even let me finish. She said, can I say yes, can I say yes now? And then there was hugs, and I had the ring on my finger, and I was like, can I give you the ring? She was like, oh, yes, do. So no, it was a really nice moment with just the two of us, and I think I managed to catch her by surprise as well.
Yeah.
And this is how long after you first met?
It would be a year and a half,
Yeah.
a little bit more than that.
No, just about a year and a half, yeah.
Which for most people would be quite a whirlwind. Is that how it's felt to you?
I don't think that I would call it a whirlwind in terms of our relationship. Obviously, there have been layers attached to how public it has become. After we had a good 5-6 months almost with just privacy, which was amazing. But no, I think we were able to really have so much time just to connect, and we never went longer than 2 weeks without seeing each other, even though we were obviously doing a long distance relationship. So it's we made it work.
How did you first meet?
Yes, we first met. We were introduced actually by a mutual friend who
we should protect her privacy and
protect her
not
privacy, yeah.
reveal too much of that.
And but it was literally it was through her, and then we met once and then twice back to back, 2 dates in London. Last July.
Yes.
Beginning of July, and then it was I think about 3, maybe 4 weeks later that I managed to persuade her to come and join me in Botswana, and we camped out with each other under the stars. We spent she came and joined me for 5 days out there, which was absolutely fantastic. So then we were really by ourselves, which was crucial to me to make sure that we had a chance to get to know each other.
Yeah.
But the friend who introduced you, was she trying to set you up?
Yes, it was definitely a setup. It was a blind date. And it's so interesting because we talk about it now, and even then, because I'm from the States, you don't grow up with the same understanding of the royal family, and so while I now understand very clearly there's a global interest there, I didn't know much about him, and so the only thing that I had asked her when she said she wanted to set us up was, I had one question. I said, was he nice? Because if he wasn't kind, it didn't seem like it would make sense. And so we went and met for a drink, and then I think very quickly into that we said, well, what are we doing tomorrow? We should meet again.
What are we doing tomorrow? Let's meet again. And then it was like, right, diaries. We need to get the diaries out and find out how we're going to make this work, because I was in Africa for a month and she was working, and we just said, right, where's the gap? And the gap happened to be in the perfect place.
So how much did you, Prince Harry, know about Meghan? Had you seen her on TV?
No, I'd never even heard about her until this friend said Meghan Markle. I was like, right, okay, give me a bit of background. what's going on here? So no, I'd never watched Suits. I'd never heard of Meghan before, and I was beautifully surprised when I walked into that room and saw her, and she was sitting there. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to up my game.
Oh no!
Sit down and make sure I've got a good chat.
I think for both of us, though, it was really refreshing because, given that I didn't know a lot about him, everything that I've learned about him, I learned through him, as opposed to having grown up around different news stories or tabloids or whatever else. Anything I learned about him and his family was what he would share with me, and vice versa. So for both of us, it was just a really authentic and organic way to get to know each other.
And was that quite refreshing for you in the way that you've been brought up, with a lot of people knowing a lot about you? Was it refreshing?
Or thinking they know.
Or thinking.
Hey, exactly, Harry. Tell them.
To know someone who isn't necessarily within your circle, doesn't know much about me, I don't know much about her. So to be able to start almost afresh, right from the beginning, and getting to know each other step by step. And then taking that huge leap of only 2 dates, and then going effectively on holiday together in the middle of nowhere, and sharing a tent together and all that kind of stuff. It was fantastic. It was absolutely amazing to get to know her as quickly as I did.
And starting a long distance relationship, you were working on Suits, so you had, I imagine, a packed filming schedule. You've got lots of commitments of your own. How hard was it to keep things going?
It was just a choice, right? I think that very early on when we realized we were going to commit to each other, that we knew we had to invest the time and the energy and whatever it took to make that happen. And so yes, with the filming schedule, it was not the easiest because it of course included a lot of travel back and forth, but
I don't think you had any idea what time zone you've been on for the last year and a half.
No.
Coming over here 4 days or a week and then going back and then straight into filming the next day, 4 a.m. wake up calls on a Monday,
Yes.
straight into set, you know. And
Right off the plane and straight to set,
yeah,
just coming
I'm just
back.
trying to stay as close as possible, but you know, on 2 different time zones and 5 hours apart does have its challenges. But but we made it work and now we're here, so we're thrilled.
But in the case of your relationship, unlike for most people, there's this whole layer of what it means to get involved with someone from the royal family. How much of a sense did you have, Megan, of the enormity of what you were getting into, what it might mean for your life?
I think I can very safely say, as naive as it sounds now, having gone through this learning curve in the past year and a half, I did not have any understanding of just what it would be like. I don't think either of us did that. We both said that, even though we knew that it would be.
Yeah, I tried to warn you as much as possible, but I think both of us were totally surprised by the reaction after the first 5-6 months that we had to ourselves of what actually happened from then. So I think you can have as many conversations as you want and try and prepare as much as possible, but we were totally unprepared for what happened after that.
The scrutiny.
All sorts.
No, I mean, I think also because there's a misconception that because I have worked in the entertainment industry that this would be something I would be familiar with. But even though I've been on my show for, I guess, 6 years at that point, and working before that, I've never been part of tabloid culture. I've never been in pop culture to that degree, and lived relatively quiet life, even though I focused so much on my job. And so that was a really stark difference out of the gate. But and I think we were just hit so hard at the beginning with a lot of mistruths that I made the choice to not read anything, positive or negative. It just didn't make sense, and instead we focused all of our energies just on nurturing our relationship.
Yes, Megan, yes.
Some of that scrutiny, and you ended up making a very public statement about it, some of that scrutiny was centered around your ethnicity, Megan. When you realized that, what did you think?
Of course it's disheartening. You know, it's a shame that is the climate in this world, to focus that much on that, or that would be discriminatory, and that's just enjoy being together and tune all the rest of that out.
But now that it is all official, Prince Harry, do you have that sense that the combination of the two of you, your different backgrounds, that you together represent something new for the royal family?
I don't think it's something new. I think it's for me it's an added member of the family. It's another team player as part of the bigger team, and you know, for all of us, all we want to do is be able to carry out the right engagements, carry out our work, and try and encourage others in the younger generation to be able to see the world in the correct sense, rather than perhaps having a distorted view. So you know,
Harry?
the fact that I fell in love with Meghan so incredibly quickly was sort of confirmation to me that everything, all the stars were aligned, everything was just perfect. It was this beautiful woman just sort of literally tripped and fell into my life, I fell into her life, and the fact that I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well.
I know, right? Elfaz. I cringed when he said that. I was like, oh no.
With everything else that comes with it.
Oh no.
No, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time, try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that, yeah.
And Megan, given your acting and the profile you had, you'd already been involved in various causes, you've been an ambassador for UN Women. What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger
Yes,
platform,
Joanne,
bigger
indeed.
voice. What do you want to do with it?
It makes me sad.
I mean, can you imagine? No, I'm not a singer. I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are going to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. and also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a.
There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do.
Oh, bless.
Change. You're getting a new country out of it, a husband obviously, but also giving up your career.
Did you see that?
But I don't see it as.
I'm sorry, guys. Let me rewind. I love when she does that. I almost missed that, actually.
It's a new chapter, right? And
Let me just go back to the way he just. I love the way he does
this
that.
is nice. Yes, but.
Let me just give it a look.
And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a.
There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do.
And it's an immense change. You're getting a new country out of it, a husband obviously, but also giving up your career.
Yes.
Oh, that's
I
so
don't see it
cute.
as giving anything up. I just see it as a change.
It's a new challenge. It's a new
chapter, right? And also keep in mind, I've been working on my show for 7 years. So we are very, very fortunate to be able to have that sort of longevity on a series. And for me, once we hit the 100 episode marker, I thought, you know what, I have ticked this box and I feel really proud of the work I've done there. And now it's time to, as you said, work as a team with you. Yeah.
But do you have that sense of responsibility, Prince Harry, for what you're asking Meghan to do?
Of course, that sense of responsibility was essentially from day one, or maybe a couple of months in, when I suddenly realised actually this is, I know that I'm in love with this girl, and I hope that she's in love with me. And I still had to sit down on the sofa, and I still had to have some pretty, frank conversations with her to say that, what you're letting yourself in for is, it's a big deal, and it's, it's not easy for anybody. But I know that, at the end of the day, she chooses me, and I choose her. And therefore, whatever we have to tackle together or individually will always be us together as a team. So I think she's capable.
So nicely said, isn't it?
I don't know. She's capable of anything. And together, as I said, there's a hell of a lot of stuff and work that needs doing. At the moment, for us, it's going to be making sure that our relationship is always put first. But no, look, both of us have passions for wanting to make change for good, and with lots of young people running around the Commonwealth, that's where we're going to spend the rest of our time, hopefully.
And it was really one of the first things we connected on. It was one of the first things we started talking about when we met, was just the different things that we wanted to do in the world and how passionate we were about seeing change. I think that was that's what date too in the book.
You're right, Elfaz.
Plenty to talk about.
Children?
Not currently, no. No, of course, I think one step at a time, and hopefully we'll start a family in the near future.
Have you've met each other's families, I imagine?
Yes, his family's been so welcoming, and
You've met quite a few of them, actually.
I have, on both sides of his family, his mom's side as well, which has been really important to me too. But yes, the family has been great, and over the past year and a half, we've just had a really nice time getting to know them and progressively helping me feel a part of not just the institution, but also part of the family, which has been really, really special.
Trying to track them down and make sure that they're around at the same time that she's popping in without telling too many people. And we've actually done incredibly well to make sure that you've met all the key people.
So does that mean a lot of the time that you've been together in this last year and a half, you've been at home a lot?
Yes. No, we've we had to sort of reverse the whole process, and cozy nights in front of the television, cooking dinner with just the two of us by ourselves in our little cottage, rather than going out for dinner and being seen in public. So we reversed the whole process, which is it's provided different opportunities, and it's made us a hell of a lot closer in a shorter space of time. That's without question. So if anybody else at home is listening, then maybe slow down the dates and maybe spend more time at home. But no, it's for us it's an opportunity to really get to know each other without other people looking or trying to take photos on their phones and all that kind of stuff. With that comes with the job, comes with the role. But where possible.
Yeah. And we were able to really get to know each other that way, but also then to go and have friends over for dinner, or to go to his family or tea, or any of those sort of things. And even just to take the take the time to be able to go on long country walks and just talk.
We've been all over the place.
Have you met the Queen?
I have, yes.
A couple of times.
Yes, sure, a couple of times. It's incredible. I think, you know, to be able to meet her through his lens, not just with his honor and respect for her as the monarch, but the love that he has for her as his grandmother. All of those layers have been so important for me, so that when I met her, I had such a deep understanding and, of course, incredible respect for being able to have that time with her. And we've had a really, she's an incredible woman.
And the corgis took to you straight away.
That's
For the last 33 years been barked at. This one walks in absolutely
Just
nothing,
laying on
just
my feet during tea.
wagging
It was
tails,
very
and
sweet.
it's just like, oh.
That has to be a good sign. Speaking of dogs, have you brought yours to the UK?
Well, I have 2 dogs that I've had for quite a long time, both my rescue pups, and one is now staying with very close friends, and my other little guy is, yes, he's in the UK. He's been here for a while.
Okay, let's hope he adjusts well.
And I think he's doing just fine.
What was it like introducing Meghan to your father and your brother?
What was it like? It was exciting. I mean, I've been seeing her for a period of time, and I literally didn't tell anybody at all. And then William was longing to meet her, and so was Catherine. So, you know, they're being our neighbours. We managed to get that in quite a few times now. And Catherine's been absolutely
Wonderful.
amazing, as has William as well. You know, fantastic support. And then my father's already had a couple of, no more than that,
We've had
a handful of teas and meetings and all sorts of gatherings over at his place as well. So no, the family together have been absolutely solid support, and my grandparents as well have been wonderful throughout this whole process, and they've known for quite some time. So how they haven't told anybody is again a miracle in itself. But now the whole family have come together and
Oh,
have been a huge amount of
shit.
support.
they've been amazing.
And Meghan, your parents, do you think, while very happy for you obviously, do you
Yes.
think they have worried at all about the scale of what you're getting into?
Well, I'm sure at the onset, both my parents and my close friends were concerned because we got very quickly swept up in a media storm that, as I shared, was not part of my life before that, but they also had never seen me so happy. And I think also once my friends, were able to really meet Harry and my mom, who we spent a lot of time with. It was so much fun.
Your mum's amazing.
It was just obvious that no matter what we were being put through, that it was just temporary and that we were going to be able to get through that. So everyone was really happy. He's talked to my dad a few times, hasn't been able to meet him just yet. But it's all been worth every effort.
Yeah, it's been great.
Your ring,
Oh yeah.
tell us about your ring.
The ring is obviously yellow gold because that's what her favourite, and the main stone itself I sourced from Botswana, and the little diamonds
Sons,
outside
as in-
are from my mother's jewellery collection to make sure that she's with us on this crazy journey together. And
It's beautiful. And he designed it. It's incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
make sure it stays on that finger.
What does it mean to you, Meghan, to have those stones on your finger that once belonged to Princess Diana?
I think everything about Harry's thoughtfulness is, and the inclusion of that, and obviously not being able to meet his mom, it's so important to me
I feel bad now.
to know that she's a part of this with us, and I think in being able to meet his aunts and also like Julia and just different people who are so important to his mom, I'm able to in some way know a part of her through them and of course through him, and it's incredibly special. And to be able to have this, which sort of links where you come from, and Botswana, which is important to us, and it's perfect.
What do you think your mother would have thought of Meghan or said about Meghan?
They'd be thick as thieves, without question. I think she would be over the moon, jumping up and down, like, so
Aw,
excited
Harry.
for me. But then, as I said, we've probably been best friends with Meghan. So no, it is days like today when I really miss having her around and miss being able to share the happy news. But with the ring and with everything else that's going on, I'm sure she's
with us.
I'm sure she's with us. Jumping up and down somewhere else.
Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, thank you both very much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, guys. Oh, you guys. You know what gets me is how naive they were. Even though that was a very beautiful interview, it's very hard to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very hard, let's remove this clown from here. It's very hard to I don't know. Maybe I'm not articulating myself well. I don't know how I feel. On one hand, now that we've seen so much, I can't imagine, because like I said, I didn't watch, I removed him or her. I didn't watch this interview when it first happened because, life. Did I watch this? I don't remember watching this interview. Did I? I probably just saw the highlights. But anyway, it's very hard looking at this now, almost 10 years after, and your heart breaks because they are so naive in this interview, my lord. Because as I was watching it, I was like, damn. And this is why this is a day of celebration, because imagine going through what these two people have gone through. And you know what's so interesting, guys? They were being very defensive and kind to the royal family, They didn't talk about the fact that when Meghan first met Kate, Kate and William were taken aback because she was barefoot and she wanted a hug. What? Or the fact that his father was asking Harry, oh, I don't have any money for her. Is she going to be working? What? You wouldn't get any of that from this interview. And I'm sure there are many other things that I've missed. And I feel bad. Yeah, you're right. And that's the thing. Oh, yeah, thank you for that, Teb's money. That's the thing that gets me. That's why when people say Harry hates his family, I'm like, Harry does not hate his family. Harry, despite everything that is so glaringly obvious, gives these people the grace that if it were me, anyway, if it were me, what I would have done to this royal family would not exist. They would literally ban me from the UK. I would be fully exiled. That's how bad my own iteration would be in this dancery. But it's while it's a very beautiful interview because it's so sweet to see, Harry could not keep his eyes off her. Oh my God, Harry. You can see him licking his lips. Harry went to smash these cheeks. I love that for you, Harry. You can still, Harry wants to smash his wife. And I think the one thing you will never accuse, I know, right, Joanne? The one thing you find even the media can never accuse Harry of is not being absolutely gone on this woman. I mean, even the way he looks at her. Meghan tries to be diplomatic, but he looks like he wants to tear her clothes off every time he's looking at her. May we all find this type of love. And if we are in relationships, may this passion always be there. Because even if I feel bad for them because I know what's coming, it's hard to still remain sad because this look they're giving each other, they still give each other that look. Almost 10 years after. So to the trolls that are coming into my chats that are hoping and praying, keep hoping. Don't go and find love and go and lose weight. Keep on trying to spoil that person's marriage. Useless people. Now that we've watched that interview, which I didn't even watch when it first came out, shame on me. I'm going to show some clips from the wedding because I want to. What should I start with first? Is it when she walked out? Okay, let me show some clips from the wedding because I like these clips. And our good sis Doria is here. Let's watch that, guys.
Woman of the moment, Ms. Meghan Markle, making its way towards the west steps of St. George's Chapel. Well-wishers, waving, taking photos. What a moment of history for her.
This is what a crowd looks like. Royal Rota. This is what a crowd looks like.
Will open and we will get to see a dress that has been talked about more than any other dress in the last couple of months. A lot of speculation, not least by us this morning. We will see Meghan Markle in all her splendour.
There's the Mulrooney's.
Little Mulrooney twins with her. Out they come. Here comes the bride.
Didn't she? She looks fabulous.
And it looks to be an exquisitely cut and in many ways minimal and traditional dress with a splendid veil.
Somebody said
the bride is wearing her hair up.
Somebody said that Meghan's dress.
The veil is being caught.
You know what? I'll say it after.
Sunshine.
Woo! Hey Meghan, she looked amazing.
An utterly exquisite dress.
Oh, he looks nervous now, doesn't he?
You know what I like about it? It does what I said. It fuses that sophistication and chicness that Meghan brings to her outfits, but it's got that real romance. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It looks to be.
And so we're looking
at
Brian
pressed.
and John Mulrooney. They are helping with the train. They are doing a pretty decent job because I don't reckon they've done this before.
Good job, lads.
It is Claire White-Keller for Givenchy.
Woo!
Earlier in the day,
yes, that dress. The dress ate.
Like a possibility.
That's amazing. Congratulations to Claire White-Keller.
And so nobody had mentioned her other than you this morning on this very sofa.
She managed to keep it under wraps.
Let's go now to Hugh.
Oh, that little boy is so excited. Okay, calm down. Sure. Are they blocking Doria's face? Woo! Hey Meghan, you look great. Oh, see Harry. Ah! I won't lie, the cynic in me was dying when I saw his face. This is exactly how your husband should be looking at you, ladies. Don't settle for less. Kids are so cute. Gwen, you know they were all bitter and pressed. No, they didn't get this type of wedding, and their husband certainly wasn't looking at them like this. All these Karens were very upset, you know. Look at him, even his pupils are blown. Oh my God, guys. This man is in love with this woman. Oh, look at the kids. Oh, see Harry! Ah! Oh, creeping out! Probably the only decent thing Charles has done in his entire life with this couple. He can GTF for. Yeah, exactly. Fuck Charles. No offense. Ah! This is so sweet! Okay, let me go dress down. Oh, Doria. Oh. This is how you should love your children, guys. I know, right? I know, TNO, as in, I was blushing on her behalf. He wanted to smash these cheeks. I love this for Harry. Ah! Don't worry. While watching the next part, don't fight me. There's more. Let me just quickly go into that actually. Let me just fast forward actually. Okay, sorry, I think I started playing it before I was ready. Okay. Harry is singing with his chest. No, Kate had a lot of audacity wearing cream on somebody else's wedding. But I said I wouldn't drag Kate today. Nope. I'm going to focus on Meghan. This is Meghan's day. I'll drag Kate tomorrow. How dare you wear cream to her person? You know what? Don't worry. See, Kate. Why is she wearing cream to her person's wedding, ladies and gentlemen? Hateful ass, jealous ass. Okay, Serena. I was hailing when Serena came in. I was like, oh, Serena is here. They had Oprah.
First, I am required to ask anyone present who knows a reason why these persons may not lawfully marry to declare it now. Harry and Meghan, the vows you are about to make are to be made in the presence of God, who is judge of all and knows all the secrets of our hearts. Therefore, if either of you knows a reason why you may not lawfully marry, you must declare it now. Harry, will you take Meghan to be your wife? Will you love her, comfort her, honour and protect her, and forsaking all other, be faithful to her as long as you both...
Hi, Wendy.
I will.
Yay. They're cheering for him at the back. I know that's right.
Meghan, will you take Harry to be your husband? Will you love him, comfort him, honour and protect him, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live?
I will.
And will you, the families and friends of Harry and Meghan, support and uphold them in their marriage now and in the years to come?
Oh, Doria.
As we stand, let us pray for Harry and Meghan.
Yes, guys, let's pray. Let's pray, guys.
God our Father, from the beginning you have blessed creation with abundant life. Pour out your blessings upon Harry and Meghan, that they may be joined in mutual love and companionship, in holiness and commitment to each other. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who is alive and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And this is what I was saying, guys. As somebody who is not even that religious, the way I look at things is I really strongly believe that if you stand before whatever you believe, whether you believe in God or you believe in the trees or you believe in spirituality that isn't the way, that isn't traditional to everybody else, if you stand in front of whatever it is that you believe with full commitment in front of your family, your loved ones, and your friends, and you make that binding commitment to another person, I truly, honestly believe deep down inside that is a spiritual connection. And you know how it says, what God has put together, let no man put asunder. Whether you believe in God or not, we can paraphrase it to say, when two people spiritually bind themselves to another person, let no human being try and break them apart. I really believe that, guys. I truly believe that people who try to ruin people's relationships when they are married, I truly believe there is a curse coming for you. I'm serious. And this also applies to whether you're in a good marriage or a bad marriage. Only the person in that relationship can remove themselves from there if it is no longer suiting them. I think people who go out of their way to sabotage a happily married couple or even any married couple, I think if you're not careful, if you're not careful, you could really bring curses on yourself. It's part of the reasons why when people say they have sex or they cheat with married men or women, I'm always kind of like baffled. I'm like, are you not scared you're going to get cursed? Well, okay. But yeah, that was a beautiful wedding, guys. I have some more videos here. And yeah, there was something somebody said. Let me see. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Yeah. Of course, they didn't mean it. The Windsor did not support this relationship. What type of a father tells his son, who relies on him for financial support, that he does not have money for his future wife? What? Are you? I can't. I still can't. I can't get over him saying that to Harry. And I was saying this to someone. Did they not want Harry to get married? I mean, like, what was the? I still don't understand. Did they not want Harry to get married? Was the plan for him to just stay miserable, alone, backing up William? I mean, like, who does that help? I mean, how wicked can you be? It's really quite, I don't even know, right? It's kind of like, holy crap. Wow. Guys, I'm just going through the chats. Hello to everyone that has joined. Hello to Karen, Joanne Baker, R.R. Carter, Gwen, TNO in situ. How are you? April May, Paulia Young. That's absolutely fine. Wendy Jackson. Hello. Claudia Sims. Hello. What else we got here? Sons, you're new. I don't know if I've seen you before, but welcome to the chat. Welcome to our little community. Hello, Tebs Money. Penny Rose, Blesscom, hello to you. Hello to April May, Cynthia Ashton, CV, hi, it's been a while. Hello to everyone that is here today. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate some of the best moments from Harry and Meghan's beautiful union. And yeah, Claudia, I think that was the plan. They didn't want this man to get married, of which F all of them. Shade, they're all miserable now, while Harry and Meghan continue to thrive. When you are a hateful bitch, that's what you get. Now, I think this is the last. Let me see this video I have here. Okay, it's when they say yes to each other. So this is the last video. Then I'm going to play a video from their trip to Australia because I really like that tour. It's playing already. Oh crap! Sorry. Let me just get the volume up. Okay, let me turn the camera around. Enjoy.
I, Harry, take you, Meghan.
I, Harry, take you, Meghan,
To be my wife.
to be my wife,
To have and to hold.
to have and to hold,
From this day forward.
from this day forward,
For better, for worse.
for better, for worse,
For richer, for poorer.
for richer, for poorer,
In sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health,
To love and to cherish.
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part.
Till death us do part.
Thank you, TNO. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Your support is always appreciated.
I make this vow.
I make this vow.
I, Meghan, take you, Harry,
I, Meghan, take you, Harry,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward.
from this day forward,
See how
For
long?
better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part.
till death us do part,
According to God's holy law,
according to God's holy law,
in the presence of God,
in the presence of God,
I make this vow.
I make this vow.
Oh, guys. Ugh, William. Ugh. Kiss my ass, William.
Heavenly Father, by your blessing, let these rings be to Harry and Meghan a symbol of unending love and faithfulness, to remind them of the vow and covenant which they have made this day, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Meghan, I give you this ring
Meghan, I give you this ring
as a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our marriage.
With my body, I honor you.
With my body, I honor you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
Oh my God,
And all that I
guys.
have,
And all that I have,
I share with you,
I share with you.
within the love of God,
Within the love of God,
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Ah! Guys.
Harry, I give you this ring
Harry, I give you this ring
as a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our marriage.
With my body, I honor you.
With my body, I honor you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
And all that I have,
And all that I have,
I share with you,
I share with you.
within the love of God,
Within the love of God,
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
In the presence of God and before this congregation, Harry and Meghan have given their consent and made their marriage vows to each other. They have declared their marriage by the joining of hands and by the giving and receiving of rings. I therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife.
Oh. The hell is this? Oh, right. He's okay.
Those whom God has joined together,
Yes.
let no one put asunder.
Yes. 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 Oh, sorry. I got a bit carried away there. Yes. I said it. Didn't I say it? Oops, sorry. Didn't I say, guys? Whatever you believe in, right? When two people get married, you don't have the audacity or the authority. All you are doing is bringing bad juju towards yourself. So frankly, anything Billy and his racist wife are going through right now is their karma. And I don't care. So wasn't that a beautiful wedding? I saw many of you said, I know many of you said you'd like to watch the full thing later. Please do. So I think somebody was saying watching their documentary. Yeah, I won't have time to do that today. I won't have time, sadly, but like I will. Yeah, if you can, please watch it. Give them the ratings. Let Netflix know that the squad is still very, very, very much. I don't think he was looking at me. To me, I felt that very stern look on his face was a look to everyone else that keep your hands. I don't know if he intended it to be like that or not, but it seemed like keep your juju away from the Sussexes. Oh, thank you, Claudia. Yeah, it's just like I said, this is a day of love, a day of celebration for a couple who, for all intents and purposes, have done nothing wrong, but have been pilloried in the press for sport. People are actually making money on YouTube lying about these people. And I keep telling you that some of you, maybe because I grew up with a religious background. I'm not religious myself, but there are some things I cannot do. I'm sorry. Even as I don't like Kate and I don't like what's her name. I don't like her because of what she did to Megan, and also her questioning how dark question what? No, this is a positive day. The only reason I don't like her is because I think she's racist and she was horrible to Megan. Period. On a good day, if she was completely blank, I won't even be talking about her. But the idea that you are making money bashing people, what? Like, I keep thinking, like, what is fundamentally wrong with you as a person to do something like that? I'm serious. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what could possibly be your problem? And I think Misan said it perfectly. People are paying off their mortgages, they are making a livelihood lying on this couple, and nobody is even feeling this is wrong. I don't want to get cursed for this, but they don't care. So I told someone that, look, I want engagement. I want engagement. Would I love to have tens of thousands of million of subscribers? Of course, it's money. It's advertising money. Do I want to have tens of thousands of views? Who doesn't? It's a great piece of cash. I'm not even going to lie. But am I going to start bashing anybody to get that money? No, thank you. I will grow my channel organically. Because not all money is good money. That's why you hear some channels, they'll tell you buy RR. You hear some channels, they'll tell you that, oh, please support me, support me, support me. And I'm like, oh, what happened to all the money you're making? Right? You're making good money. What happened to it? Right? Many of them appear to be making good money, but if you look at their lives are a hot mess. RNN has a lot of people. She has memberships, but look at how miserable she looks. She doesn't look like a happy person. Look at Kinsey Big Back. Look at all the people on GB News. These are all failed broadcasters, ex-actresses, actors who have failed, who are probably bankrupt, who've run to GB News to get 5 seconds of attention. Like, is that the type of legacy I want for myself? Absolutely effing not. So I have a last video for us here. The royal tour that broke the rota and broke the Windsors, apparently. We're going to quickly watch it, and then we'll just do some last minute commentary and end the live. So I'm going to play it for you guys. Please continue to like, support. Like I said, please support me the best way you can. Please like, please share. If you can support financially, why not? I wouldn't say no. But if you can't, it is not a requirement. You're still very much welcome here. And I appreciate the engagement. So let's quickly watch the royal tour that broke the Windsors.
They were just really easy going, just walking and waving. I thought that was really cool. She's Mario, 1000%.
He has become more sensible, dare I say.
Hi, Herma.
Straight off the plane, with 2 folders held close to her stomach, it was almost like Meghan was giving us a hint. This was their first major overseas tour, but as they arrived in Australia, even bigger news was coming.
Oh, Pete, this is so exciting after months of speculation. And Meghan
Harry have announced that they are pregnant. How amazing is that? 5 months since they got married, they're expecting their first baby next spring.
Meghan, take you, Harry.
To be my husband.
To be my husband.
With Meghan past the 12-week mark, they told their families.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. It didn't occur to me that by holding, I thought they were going to say she's holding her folders to show that she's prepared and she's done her research. I didn't realize they were going to say she's holding her folders because she's pregnant. That may have also been the reason, but it's very irritating to me that that's what they chose to focus on. Am I being pedantic? I don't know.
Now it was time to share that news with the world.
Was it?
For an excited crowd outside the Sydney Opera House, the pregnant Duchess and her popular prince were too good to miss.
Princess Meghan touched Camilla's hand. That's amazing. And will you remember it for the rest of your life? Yeah.
Okay, calm down. The fuck?
Harry wants to introduce his new wife to an old friend, 98-year-old Daphne Dunn, who he's met 3 times before.
Oh, she is beautiful. I think they just have an understanding and just like a friendship. It's beautiful.
How did it feel to be able to congratulate them on soon-to-be parents?
Lovely.
It was always to be expected that the news they're expecting was going to be at the front of everyone's mind. With gifts from the Governor-General, Harry looked more bemused than Meghan and was rather coy delivering his first speech.
Genuinely, thank you for the incredibly warm welcome and the chance to meet so many Aussies from all walks of life. And we also generally couldn't think of a better place to announce the upcoming baby, be it a boy or a girl. So thank you very, very much.
The weather wasn't kind to them, but this was an important working trip, dispatched on behalf of the Queen to show sympathy with the farming communities who, ironically, have suffered from months of drought.
What is ironically?
Prince Harry seemed in his element when protocol went out the window. The fact that Meghan had baked this family a cake, a sign they're doing things differently.
Yeah, she made it last night when she heard she was coming to a...
Oh, God, this protocol nonsense again.
And that ability to connect is a very powerful thing when you want to make sure the monarchy is still relevant.
The monarchy is not relevant. Harry and Meghan were relevant.
Mental health and couldn't have seemed more at home. We met up with Michelle Wood from the Australian Republican movement. She watched their wedding and follows what Meghan wears, but thinks the time has come to ditch the monarchy.
We're hearing from all of our supporters, which have grown in number and grown in voice, that the time has come for us to cut the apron strings, if you like, and move away and become an independent country with an Australian in the top job.
I mean...
Ahead of the Invictus Games, Prince Harry conquered Sydney Harbour Bridge to fly his own flag.
Of course he did. Meghan is that touch.
To the top to take it all in.
Admiralty House is where Harry and Meghan have been able to spend some private time in the spectacular setting of Sydney to really reflect, I think, on what this tour means for them. It has been their first major overseas mission, and really it is a reflection of what their married life is going to be like together as working royals.
Do you remember that they were asking Meghan to do all this work while carrying her first child and not wanting to give her security, guys? Can you imagine?
Tranquil Fraser Island was their next stop. But the Duchess had decided to sit this one out. Bouncing around on a bus, you could understand why.
We advise our guests, if you're sort of at that early stages, the late stages of pregnancy, it's not advisable. But I'm sure just being here and, coming over to the arm today, it'll be just enough of a carrot to tease her to come back.
With an exhausting itinerary ahead, Harry, who is used to going solo, had apparently told his pregnant wife to pace herself. But when the views look like this, you can see why she didn't want to miss the walkabout. Stepping off the plane in Fiji, this felt like another change of pace.
She had her Aquazera on. I know that's right.
Almost 20,000 people in the capital, Suva, to welcome them with the same ceremony they gave the Queen and Prince Philip back in 1953. It was up to their grandson to drink the kava, the national drink that looks like muddy water and isn't to everyone's taste.
This was the moment, guys.
Their balcony moment was something straight out of a movie and worth waiting for in the rain. In true South Pacific style, they dressed up for what was meant to be Meghan's big day, her first speech of the tour about women and education.
It was through scholarships, financial aid programs, and work study.
Oh, her makeup looks fire here. I love that. You know, that whole heavy burned bronze look that I don't think will look good on me, frankly.
It was worth every effort.
But it was all overshadowed when something went wrong in Suva's market. Her visit cut short, her female bodyguard telling her to leave, and lots of confusion about what exactly had gone on.
Very quick, only 15 minutes. Oh, I see, only 15 minutes.
Oh, I wonder what happened.
It's no good. I expected to be no longer to see all the handicrafts of the woman in Fiji.
It was the first sign that this is new to her and her team.
She has quite an inexperienced team around her in terms of her age.
Excuse. Wait, what? Emily Andrew. Ew.
Worked for the Queen.
I'd have fast forwarded this bitch if I knew she was going to be here.
Not being looking after her for that long. And I think that.
Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't realize this heifer was going to be here.
Normally for the royal family, there's a lot of protocols around them. You would have to wait to get spoken to or stuff like that. But here, they were just really easy going, just walking and waving.
They even got a fit of the giggles in the rainforest at an anti-mosquito song. Some have been surprised that she decided to go there because of the Zika virus. Prince Harry may have his own fans, but it's Meghan who's really shone on this tour and attracted a very loyal following.
You're such an inspiration to me, and like you're just this biracial actress, feminist, and that's everything that I am, everything that I want. And after she left, that's when I broke down because it was just meeting, your hero, and that's wild.
So she is your hero.
She's my hero, 1000%.
We sat down with Governor General Patsy Reddy, the Queen's representative in New Zealand. She hosted the couple and was struck by Meghan's ability to connect.
It's so much easier to talk about diversity when you are the embodiment of diversity. And so she is showing that a person of colour, a person of mixed race background, heritage, can achieve whatever she wants.
What?
That's a great model for New Zealand.
The Duchess is starting to show us
I was wondering where that
what
was
to do
going.
with this new royal platform, stepping up to speak at an event to mark 125 years since New Zealand gave women the vote.
Because yes, women's suffrage is about feminism, but feminism is about fairness. Suffrage is not simply about the right to vote, but also about what that represents. The basic and fundamental human right of being able to participate in the choices for your future and that of your community.
A speech that impressed New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, who had a baby in June and was back in work 6 weeks later.
There are still things that we need to do around things like domestic violence and pay equity. So having role models from around the world, like yourself, standing up and making statements around just fairness and equality, I think is really powerful.
In the atmospheric setting of Rotorua, their final welcome ceremony was the most powerful. Prince Harry bowing in appreciation to their Maori hosts. The images have been striking. This is a couple who've done and said all the right things.
It was always going to be fascinating to watch how the couple coped under the spotlight during this tour. Meghan could not have been more composed, and Prince Harry has seemed more serious and statesmanlike. It is how they want to portray themselves on the world stage. But there are also other important roles they're now preparing for when they will become a mum and dad next spring.
The royals never like personal matters to overshadow their official work. That has been impossible on this trip. They've been bombarded with baby gifts and congratulations. They've always been great with children. And now they've got a good reason to put in the practice.
Whose child is this? Whose child is this?
Their final stop in New Zealand was a tranquil one. Only a year ago, they got engaged, and you'd think they'd still be finding their feet. This tour has shown them to be a confident and impressive royal partnership, who together are now looking forward to life as a family of 3.
Thanks for that, Karen. I didn't realize. So guys, that was great, wasn't it? I think it was nice that we all kind of sat together and talked as a little community. I do enjoy chatting with you guys. And yeah, I think, because I won't lie, I don't think I've ever properly sat down to watch the whole thing like that. So it was bringing back some memories. I told you guys that I didn't watch the engagement video. I only saw because I always thought absolutely not. As cool as I was with Meghan, I told you guys I didn't really care for these people until the attacks and harassments of Meghan began to become so mainstream that even I started catching it. And of course, after they left the UK, I was really rooting for Meghan and Harry. And yeah, I mean, I think it's nice to go back sometimes, because I see a lot of the Rangers say things like, oh, when Meghan first came, I liked her. She was a breath of fresh air. So what changed? What changed? What happened? How do you proclaim you like someone when she first came, and then boom, completely, what happened? So that's why I always ask the Rangers, I want you to talk to me like a normal person. Let's pack your psycho nonsense. Tell me the exact thing that made you dislike this woman. And many of them come out and say things like, oh, well, it was all about her. It was all about her. I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? I need somebody to reason this with me. What does that mean? Is it Meghan's fault people are genuinely interested in her? Is it Meghan's fault that because she is so articulate, people want to interview her and ask her questions? They want her supporting her causes. Is it Meghan's fault that she's smart? I don't understand. Is it Meghan's fault that she's a businesswoman? Is it Meghan's fault that she knows she has a bit of the hustle culture? Since when is that a bad thing? Isn't that what most millennial women are? Or are you guys so used to mediocrity, Kate, that it's hard for you to understand or to fathom that women can have ambitions? So yeah, I mean, look, it's not for me to come and solve the mental illness that is the deranged climate. That's not for me to do, and I don't care to. Well, whenever people say Meghan and Harry changed, I'm not particularly sure what they mean by that, because yes, I know I showed the early start of their relationship. That interview with Meghan and Harry when they were on the couch could have been from last week. I don't get the impression. Meghan doesn't talk any differently. I mean, obviously, you can tell that she's battle worn, and it does break my heart, because I think back to the podcast that she had with Jamie, and you look at how naive and optimistic she was, and you see her now. She's gone through the terrible trauma that the family put her through. And you see, but even then, right, while she does look battle worn, and she still looks fabulous, by the way, I love how she handles it. She doesn't speak of it from a place of she doesn't speak on it probably for her own mental health, which I highly recommend. When you go through something like trauma, in as much as people want to whittle it out of you, I think her approach of very cleverly, I'm not going to pretend this thing didn't happen to me, but I am going to show that I have moved on. I have been through this thing. I have now come out on the other side and I am happy. And I love that for her. I really do. I love doing with Love Megan. She was saying when she was talking about how long she's known Daniel, she was like, he's been with me in the before, during, and after. And I'm like, Megan, that's all you need to see. We don't need to hear anything else. And I love even when they ask her direct questions about the royal family, she never goes into it. It's just very matter of fact. And I love that because it doesn't give the interviewer the opportunity to dwell on it or to try and misconstrue her words. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, if we take away how sad we all feel about what she and Harry went through, I see them as, honestly, I think they are better off now. Sometimes when you're deep inside something negative going on in your life, you feel like you're drowning, like there's no peace. Yeah, you feel like you're stuck, you're drowning. But then when you come up for air and you come out and you survive that trauma and you look back at this thing, there you might still have some lingering feelings of maybe negativity, sadness, bitterness. But when you look at where you are right now, the ability to survive any type of trauma, that is what makes you win, you know? You win in your happiness. And I'm not saying that your trauma has completely left you. I'm sure Megan still cries at night when she thinks of the fact that her biological father sold her out. I told you guys that I would never mention that man on my channel, so I don't. When she thinks about that, when she thinks about friends that sold her out, when she thinks about how the press lied about her, said terrible things about her, I think I'm glad that she knows that, look, despite all these terrible things that happen to you, you are still loved. We see you. We care for you. We don't believe the press, the jealous ass press. We love you, and we there's one last thing I want to play. Then we are done, I think. There's one last thing I want to play. What they put this couple through is why I want Megan to be a billionaire. I want her to be so wealthy, that the royal family is an afterthought. I don't want her to ever have to think about this family again. They are nothing. They are fading into history. I don't think they'll be here in the next 10 years. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic. I don't know, but I don't think they'll be here. But I don't really care. I think I want to show. What do I want to show? The couple's last engagement in the royal family. I want a video that is optimistic and upbeat. Then we can close the chat. I really enjoy doing this with you guys. I love it. And I hope people, when they are thinking about Harry and Meghan, I want them to go back and think to when they first got here and how they were treated and how they were loved, so that when they start spreading misinformation about this beautiful couple, I want them to remember. I really want them to remember. So I think this is a video from their last engagement, I think. A bit bittersweet, but we can use it to close this one. Let me. Oh shit. What happened? Bear with me.
Back in Britain for their last official appearances as senior members of the royal family. The couple returned from their new home in Canada to attend an awards ceremony last night. It celebrated the sporting achievements of wounded service members. Roxana Saberi is at Buckingham Palace. Roxana, how have Harry and Meghan been received on their return?
Well, as usual, there is intense interest in the couple, especially because Meghan hasn't been back in about 2 months. This time, she and Harry are here to say goodbye, at least for now. Braving the British weather, and a reminder of the storm of controversy surrounding their return. Duke and Duchess of Sussex are back at their first official engagement since January's shock announcement they're stepping back as senior members of the royal family. But it's also one of their last.
Harry and Meghan say they're not going to step back from this kind of charitable work, but they are going to stop doing it like this. Sunday Times royal correspondent Roy Anika.
They're cutting ties with doing charity work on behalf of, with the royal family's backing. But they will be launching, as we know, this big non-profit organisation, and I think we'll see lots of causes and organisations they support come under that umbrella.
Being able to serve Queen and country is something that we're all rightly proud of, and it never leaves us. Once served, always serving.
But from April 1st, Harry and Meghan will no longer represent the Queen. They'll still hold their titles, his and her Royal Highness, but won't be able to use them. And their recently launched Sussex Royal brand can no longer contain the word royal.
Harry and Meghan will give it their best shot. And Harry has wanted a different kind of life, and we know that Meghan, the royal life has just not really suited her. But crucially, the royal family are leaving the door ajar just in case they have any second thoughts.
The couple have other engagements planned over the next few days. Today, Harry met Formula One racing champion Lewis Hamilton. And on Monday, the couple will join the Queen and other members of the royal family at Westminster Abbey on an official engagement one last time.
One last
Tony?
time. Roxana Saberi at Buckingham Palace. Thank you, Roxana.
Yeah, they look like glamour as they were walking.
They're going to be a lot of people.
Meghan looked dazzling. She was gorgeous and shiny, and I think they're happy to be there, and I think they're happy for their next chapter too.
Yeah, they met a Formula One driver. I think they'll meet anyone they want to meet.
That's exactly right.
People are going to pick up the phone.
You're right. No one's going to turn down that call.
All right.
Exactly. And I think on that note, right, that's a good way to, that's a good way to kind of take it with us. It's very easy to kind of say things like, oh, well, we remember how things were at the beginning. They were very naive, and they were very naive. But you know what? I wouldn't even say naive. I don't think anybody could have seen this coming. Honestly, the way they were treated, I mean, yeah. But that is not what this is about, guys. What this is a celebration of a couple who went through hell and somehow still held each other closely till the very, 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 very end. And I think to close this chat, that was going to be my last video actually, but you know what I'll do for you guys, because you guys have been great. I'm going to play the video of Meghan
after a 2-1 defeat. Big step in the right direction for Stuttgart 2.
What is this? All right, sorry. I'm going to play the video of Meghan reading, because I love that video so much. I'm going to play a video of Meghan reading the last her vows to her husband, and because I think it's so sweet. I think when I watched it the first time, I think I genuinely had tears in my eyes. And I'm not someone that cries at romance. I don't cry. I say oh, but I don't actually cry. But I was genuinely tearing up. And let me just play that for all of us, to thank you all for coming to join me and sit with me as we listened, as we reminisced about, you know, the times when things were in the royal family. Not that we're celebrating the end of anything. It was the end of that horrible chapter for them. But I mean, Harry and Meghan have been able to do things. Don't forget, guys, Meghan is the first member of the royal family to have a successful business outside the royal family. I want you to bear that in mind. They are still royals, but they are bigger than the royals now. Meghan is becoming her own brand. And I think through the podcast, Meghan is kind of giving us an idea of what she's going to do next. I think through her podcast, I really, really, really do think that she's going to either sell her business the same way Jamie did and become a billionaire, or do like an IPO. I think those are the only two. Or she might shock us. You know, Netflix is her backer. I'm very curious to see what they have coming next. Either way, Meghan's good. And Harry, of course, is good. He's learning from his friends about how to be an investor. So let me just quickly play something for us as we close the chat. Like I said, it's been lovely hanging out with you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for loving the Sussexes like I do, and for encouraging me, because I never thought this would happen. I would be able to do something like this, have my own channel. But here we are. Let me see if I can find the Vows. I don't want to play Netflix to get it. Ugh. Let me see. Wedding Vows, Netflix. Oh no, Megan's. Let me do this. I hope Netflix doesn't ban me from using. You know what? Whatever. This is a day of love and joy, and we are celebrating the Sussexes. Let me see if we can get Meghan and Harry's Vows. Meghan and Harry. I started watching her show. I was watching her show yesterday, guys, and I started craving chicken. When I saw Roy Joy, I was like, and I actually went to KFC. Don't judge me, to go get chicken because I really wanted to eat that chicken. So, yeah. Let me see if this. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I love this ending. I like whenever they do their shows together, they always have a very beautiful ending. So, guys, in closing, let me play you Meghan reading the vows to her husband. It's been a pleasure. Let's enjoy.
Anything?
Very.
I have it on my phone. I can read it to you. Should I read it?
Give me your phone.
Am I going to be able to read that?
Try.
On to the crux of why I wanted to speak tonight. First of all, it's been a while. I got a big laugh. But mostly I wanted to share a story that I wrote about the man that I love and the way that we met. Let's call this a modern fairy tale. Once upon a time, there was a girl from LA. Some people called her an actress. And there was a guy from London. Some people called him a prince. All of those people didn't fully get it, because this is the love story of a boy and a girl who were meant to be together. They meet on July 3rd, 2016 in London, and they giggle endlessly. So the next day they have their second date and he brings her cupcakes because it's 4th of July. A bittersweet celebration, he says. Ironic, really, her country's independence from his country. Yet in this moment, they know they don't want to be independent of each other. And after a month of long-distance courtship, they settle into the quiet of Botswana. And amidst whatever momentary worries that creep in, they look at each other and think, whatever world we're in. They would love and garden and travel and laugh and rack up more air miles than any couple could have. And when the tides were rough, they squeezed each other tighter. Nothing can break us, they'd say. For this love, she was a fighter. I appreciate, respect, and honor you, my treasure, for the family we will create and our love story that will last forever.
She's happy to go up the hill, but she hates going down the hill.
We don't have that much farther to go.
What?
So I ask you to raise a...
Loving you, loving you. And you don't know, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know how glad I am.
I might have to cut that last part out, but let's see if they'll let me. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me with this. And yeah, love wins. But I wish you all the best. Let's catch up again. We will be recapping. I'll be doing a course tomorrow, so I won't be around, but we will be recapping Megan's podcast either tomorrow or probably Wednesday, Thursday. And yeah, lovely hearing from all of you. Please take care. Please celebrate joy and love with your loved ones, your family. Continue to support the Sussexes. Love wins. Have a good one. Take care, guys. Bye.